everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're brand new there, welcome. My name is Lindsey Foust. I'm 20 years old and I'm super passionate about sustainable fashion. So this week's video is actually pretty cool because one of my subscribers, Sue Alva, I'll put her Instagram handle right here, she reached out to me over Christmas break and had 2 outfits that she wanted me to recreate for her from that 70s show. And I was like, of course, I would love to do this, especially when people are trying to avoid fast fashion items. I also just love to design, so I was like, sign me up, girl, I'm here for you. So we set up a Zoom call, made a plan, and these past couple weeks I've been gathering materials and resources just to get ready to make this top. I'm basically giving you guys a little sneak peek in on the design process that a lot of people don't like to share on the internet. So without further ado, I'm gonna be showing you guys the design process. That way you can be fashion designers too at home. Make whatever you want. You like an outfit on TV? DM me, we'll figure it out. I'll teach you how to make it. We'll have a great time. It'll be super fun. Hello everyone. So after taking Sue's measurements virtually, I started with the draping process. So here I'm creating our sleeve shape. I'm adding on 4 inches on each side to create that bell shape. As for the bodice, I cut fabric and began draping just so I could get the general shape. I was also trying to figure out the logistics of how I wanted this top to tie, and I ended up figuring it out pretty easily just by having a loop around to the back. So as you can see here, I am constructing the garment using some draping techniques. I basically took the pieces that I had cut out and I'm just seeing how they lay on the dress form. This process is super fun in my opinion, and it's not as mathematical as some people make it out to be. It's really all about just being creative and adjusting it as you go. Also, because I wanted this top to be super flowy, you can see here I'm just twisting the garment to see how the fabric lays. Okay, so right now I'm just going to be stitching together the mock-up of the muslin draping that we had from earlier, just to do a little mini fit test for myself, and then after that we'll be making the pattern pieces. Love the double braids look we have, the no makeup look we have going on. Love. So essentially what we're going to be doing now is just sewing on the next portion of the front bodice. And just like that, everything is slowly coming together. So now I'm just going to be attaching the shoulders up here, and then we'll have part of a bodice. Yes, okay, now we have like armholes. Okay, it's going together. We have a sleeve. Yes. Okay, now an important part of doing armholes is you can actually most time take this portion of your sewing machine off, which gives you the advantage. You can just watch this, guys, watch. Like, oh my god, like perfect. So now we just start stitching around the edges. Super fun, super exciting. Also a lot of room for error. This is one of the hardest parts probably of sewing this garment together, so we're gonna hope for the best. Alright guys, moment of truth. Did this work? Yes! Oh my god! It looks so cute! I'm literally obsessed. Okay, I'm gonna try this on my dress form and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So we are gonna be dressing her. And also, if you're curious, I only did one of the sleeves because I wanted to conserve fabric, and it's gonna look the same on both sides. It looks so cute. Oh my god. Okay, so we need to raise this up about 1 inch just to cover up some more of that bust. But besides that, like, I'm so impressed. She looks gorgeous. And part of what Sue wanted me to do as well is to have cut slit here and then have it like fall out. So bestie vibes only. Bestie vibes only. Bestie vibes only. Alright, well, guess we'll get into next steps. Okay guys, so now that I've finished draping, that process is taking me about a few days of experimenting. I'm gonna begin creating the hard copies of pattern making. Pattern making is a skill that I've had plenty of classes in while I was at DAP. I also studied pattern making and more of a draping technique from Tessa Clark. I worked for her summer after my freshman year of college at her studio at So Valley. She made me think about designing in a completely different way that was way more fun, way more creative, and way more experiential. And when I first started doing this in high school, I would make patterns out of tissue paper or newspaper. But I think this method of how I have here of literally just laying everything down on paper and putting it together works perfectly fine. And part of this that I really want to work on with the pattern making is that when I was draping, everything was super rough. And so now I can make sure that I go in a bit more precise and make sure everything looks good. That way when I go to create this with my sewing machine, it'll all come together super professionally. So I'm also going to use my French curve today, just to get that armhole correct. And then this I wanted to raise an inch. So that was something that I noticed when I was draping, is I wanted to make sure that she had enough room on her chest area, especially once I added seam allowance. So we're gonna mark about the area that I had previously, and then we're gonna add an inch. So using my ruler, I'm just gonna pull an inch away. And yeah, so that's how you adjust a pattern. Some people are super precise with it. Again, you know, we're just having fun here. There we go, guys. I'll title it now as front bodice. And there we have it. There is our first piece of his pattern. So essentially what I'm going to be doing here is just tracing half of it and then flipping that. I'm also going to be referencing our front bodice piece. That way we make sure everything is just perfectly aligned. So for example, we're going to be lining up our armholes to mark that measurement. So we're going to start here. We're going to label our piece. Just like that, we have our second pattern piece done. So now I'm just gonna trace around some edges on this, and just like we did the other ones, we're gonna straighten some things up. All right, and just like that, we have our final pattern piece. So we're gonna mark this sleeve and cut too. Okay, so I'm realizing I probably should have filmed this from the start, but I'm using this RIT synthetic dye to get this fabric to the color that Sue wanted in the picture she sent me. I've never used synthetic dye before, but like, look how pretty this is. I'm kind of obsessed. Okay, so now we're just gonna let this sit for another 30 minutes, stirring it occasionally, and then after that we're gonna run it with some water until the color comes out. So here's what our material looks like after we dyed it. I laid it out on the floor, that way I could lay the pattern pieces down and cut them out. That way I can start sewing them together. Also with pattern pieces, if you cut it when it's folded, cut on fold is what they call it, it'll come out and be perfectly symmetrical. So you also only have to make only half a pattern piece, so super big plus there. Also, when you're cutting out pattern pieces, you want to make sure you have something heavy placed on top of them so that the pieces don't move. So I have a little plant here and then a book that I'm just using because I don't have any weights here at home. For our bodice piece, the thing is, it won't fit long ways into our folded up fabric in order to be on the same grain line. So what I'm going to be doing is unfolding, but we're going to be taking our material and we're going to be laying it out unfolded. That way we can lay out our full pattern piece, and we're just going to have to cut it out twice instead of the other ones, like how we cut it once and we got two of them. Now we're just going to have to trace it twice, which is totally fine. but it takes a little bit more time. So yeah. Okay, so now that we have all our pattern pieces cut out, we are ready to start constructing this. Also, I just want to show you guys, I have been zigzag stitching every single edge in this, that way the fabric will not fray when it goes through the wash. Okay, so we have our base again. I am super happy with how this turned out. I think this is a lovely color and I hope it looks amazing on Sue, and I hope she likes it as much as I do. So now we are essentially going to stitch our sleeves together and then attach them to the rest of this beautiful bodice. Okay guys, so I have attached the sleeves and I am super excited for this girl. Like, oh my god, look how beautiful. The sleeves, everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting down the slits that are going to go down the arm, and then I'm going to be serging sides of them. I love it. It looks so fun. Okay, so in the picture she sent me, it cuts right down the middle. So I think I'm just gonna eyeball it. Oh my god. Look, I'm living for this. Lovely. So for next steps in the design process, I ordered this ribbon that Sue picked out. And the ribbon is going to line all the edges of this as well as the edges on this top. So it's going to be super fun and kind of a little fringy moment. It's going to be very 70s, which is, you know, obviously the goal of the top because it's from that 70s show. So yeah, I'll be back in a couple days when the ribbon comes in. Until then, I will be hanging out doing my homework this week. But yeah, we'll catch up in a few days. Hello everyone! Our ribbon finally came in. I swear it took an extra week than anticipated when I originally bought this online. So I apologize for posting this video a bit late, but I wanted to wait till it came in so I could finish this garment up for you guys. So for the final steps on this top, we are just going to be adding in these ribbons that are going to be used as ties down the sleeve. As you can see, I've already done one here, but I'll be stitching the last side on, and then we'll be all done with this beautiful top. Alright guys, so just like that, we have our finished top. I love these bell sleeves. I think these will look beautiful. I'm really excited to see how Sue decides to wear this. Again, Sue, thank you so much for having me create this for you. It was a pleasure and I'm so happy we got to Zoom. It's so nice to meet you guys virtually, especially with COVID. So I just want to say thank you so much again for the support. I really appreciate it and I hope you enjoyed this video. So much for watching this week's video on me designing a top for Sue Alva, one of my subscribers, one of you guys. I am seriously super thankful. I can't believe we're at 2,000 subscribers, like 2,000 of you. I cannot express my gratitude enough to you guys. I'm just happy and, you know, just so grateful to be supported by all of you guys. You guys are awesome. And all of your comments seriously make my day so much better. So in case you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more. Have a great day!